we are in the LinkedIn Growth Strategy Q&A. Welcome. I'm super curious to see what kind of questions we got. What are your thoughts on Linked Helper? Yeah, we might have mentioned it a few times. Now we can actually take some time to expand on what Linked Helper actually is. Linked Helper used to be a Chrome plugin that you can install that automatically latches on the LinkedIn search and then crawls results, connects people automatically, writes initial contact request messages, all that goodness. Of course, there have been good and bad times with Linked Helper. In my own experience, LinkedIn is not a fan of automated tools, so they are always always a bit of wary and trying to suppress the usage of these kinds of tools. But where the Linked Helper really comes in handy is everything that you do extremely regularly. And that you're completely bored by. Let's say you do the 30 connection requests, you have found your audience, you have found the message that people accept your request with on a very high percentage, and you have to do this for the next 3,000 people in Chile. Why not take a little bit of help from Linked Helper to use it? I would highly recommend searching for the new Linked Helper. It's still in beta, but it is actually an installable piece of software for Mac, Linux, and Windows. So let's search for Linked Helper 2. It is worlds better than the Chrome plugin. So don't go through the normal linkedhelper.com page, but go through this site and download the appropriate starter package. This is still semi in beta, but I have made great experiences with this new version, and I like it much more. The user interface is better. It is also well suited to connect multiple accounts, company accounts, team accounts, and manage it from a single computer, even with different proxies for each account that is connected on that single computer. So it's really, I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. Can't say anything else about it. So those are my thoughts. Use it with care, but use it when you get really bored. Should I remove people who just want to sell? Yes, I do the same. I just can't stand the people who just want to sell. They are just leeches. They give us a bad reputation. They annoy the hell out of me, and they waste my time. So they get removed from my accounts. What do you think about Link Match, a tool to connect with Pipedrive? So there are a couple of tools that match the leads in Sales Navigator with your CRM. I think the most advanced integrations are with Salesforce and why ever with Microsoft Dynamics. Of course, Microsoft owns LinkedIn. That is the only reason why, but I personally hate Dynamics. So those integrations do sadly go only usually in one direction. If you have the person in your CRM, let's say Pipedrive, it tries to match it to a LinkedIn account and enrich the information in your CRM. I absolutely like that feature. It is always helpful to, for example, identify influencers on your lead list who have a lot of followers. You can find much more easily like common interests. You get, for me, it's a great opportunity to let it influence the lead score in my CRM if I get that kind of match. There are a gazillion tools that are not only Linked Match or for Pipedrive, but for pretty much every CRM out there. But it's this one directionness that I don't like. That is why I showed you the complete import method, the crawling method, and the adding people manually to your CRM method. So I like this. All right, next question. In terms of networking, what's your opinion on quality versus quantity of connections? Yes, so as I said, the quantity approach has the big advantage of building reach and trust over time. I personally go for the quantity of connections approach. I definitely have the goal to go beyond 10,000 followers or connections on LinkedIn by the end of the year. For a couple of reasons. First of all, it increases your influence. People get a chance to consume your content that I'm putting a lot of time creating. Yeah, I really spend the most time in content creation, trying to deliver value. But if I don't have connections that are watching the stuff like this meetup, then it doesn't have as much impact. And you don't know how those connections are evolving over time. I have people that I've been connected with on LinkedIn for a couple of years that are now telling me, oh, Ben, I've been watching your videos since 4 years. How about we start working together? It's crazy. It's the long tail that I'm investing in. And I still take the time to build the high quality connections with the people who show great engagement by interacting more strongly with the people that like, comment, and comment on my own content. So that's how I balance those two approaches. So, but if you are in an industry that has very few customers, I used to work with a team who needed to connect to energy grid providers, and there are like 12 in Germany. You don't need to go for any kind of quantity approach. Your thousands of connections will not help you at all. The 5 right connections is all that you need, and you don't even need to do that on LinkedIn. That is my opinion. On LinkedIn, in my opinion, it's worth to build a broad network of connections. It will serve you in the long run a ton. That's my opinion. LinkedIn advertising, is it still so pricey per click? Dude, it's so fucking pricey per click. We now have like some video engagement campaigns where we thought we got cheap clicks, but it's like 20 bucks. But I usually end up like between 5 and 6 euros per click. No, it's still crazy. This is why I personally prefer to go through the video view format. Video view promotion does not force me to create a link in the ad, and that doesn't get penalized by LinkedIn. So I get for 15 euro, maybe 1,000 views, and which I can definitely work with. I usually have a cost per view of like 3 to 4 cents per video view, and I believe in the long tail of the connection and trust building that happens there. You can definitely go for high ticket click-based sales on LinkedIn if you have a high customer lifetime value product. Let's say your product usually has a customer lifetime value of more than 3,000 euro. You can afford a lot of 5 euro clicks that fail to convert only a couple of people, and you will make your money back. Of course, it depends on your margins, but you need to look at your business model, if it's viable or not. If you don't think it's viable, go for the video view approach like I'm using at the moment. I can maybe share that. If you guys are interested, let me know, and we can have a whole meetup about LinkedIn advertising if you like. Cool. Next question. What do you prefer? Do you prefer paid or organic growth, and why? I kind of lost my patience for pure organic growth 2 years ago, I think. The longer I've been in this entrepreneurship game, and maybe the older I get, the more I appreciate the factor of time that I have. I usually need 3 to 5 years for a good startup to take it off the ground and to really get it to the place where I want it to be in order to maybe start something new. So I'm 38 now. That means I might have 5 more 5-year things with absolute high energy in me. Maybe more, we shall see. That means that just going organically, it's cool, it's good, it's the most authentic way. It is more honest, in my opinion. It will give you the more honest feedback if your product sucks or not. because you can always force attention through paid advertising. But what I want to find out, and I limit myself to starting only in business models that can have a profitable paid engine of growth. That is a personal limitation I set in my own selection of startups I'm willing to start. I don't want to start something that goes purely through, let's say, organic SEO, referrals. I'm not into that. Yeah, so in my opinion, I always start with organic, but I very early test if the promotion of the organic content is profitable. And it will even be a disqualifier for a startup product for me if I can't make it profitable. All right, hope that answers that question. LinkedIn Live, what do you think about it? It was a bit of a technical bitch to start with. We now have the permission to do live streams on LinkedIn, at least on the company account, not on my private account yet. Working on that. It's an application process. Yeah, it's still in beta. You can apply for it, and a couple of months later, they maybe deign to answer. And we did a first test live stream, I think like 10 days ago. And we are going to live stream on LinkedIn from now on. We just could not live stream this video because it's not recommended to talk about LinkedIn marketing and sales on LinkedIn. So we left that out. But from the next time, we absolutely believe in LinkedIn live streaming. The notifications are great. The reach seems to be great. I will tell you much more about it once I've streamed a couple of times. Maybe somebody in the audience has good experience with LinkedIn live stream and can tell us in the comments or on Discord. That would be awesome. So LinkedIn integration with HubSpot. Yes, through the sales navigators and some third-party tools, you can have an integration with HubSpot. But again, you have this stupid unidirectional thing that the lead already needs to be in HubSpot, and then the data gets enriched by the tool from the LinkedIn data. It's not like there is an import button, import all my leads to HubSpot. If you find that tool, please tell me. Yes, we know it's doable with tools like Link Helper and stuff like that, but it's not that convenient, and I don't always feel comfortable to import all of my contacts into my CRM. I don't accept connections if they don't write a message with an invitation. I guess this is more a statement than a question. Good, it's your choice. It's fine. I sometimes am thankful if people are not writing long-winded connection requests because I don't have the time to read them all. If they look competent, are from an area that I'm interested in to connect with people, then I will accept that connection requests. Also because of one thing. First of all, I'm going for the high volume approach, not for the few. If you're on the high volume approach and if you do good content marketing, every connection request you accept is a potential person that you can reach with your content. And I want to do that. I want people to see my content. So I tend to err on accepting. If they behave like a douchebag, I remove them. That's my policy. Cool. What do you think about LinkedIn Stories? I wish I had this feature. I think stories have made the rounds. Reels, like the TikTok Reels, are doing it really. And LinkedIn is highly interested in becoming a content platform, and stories have proven on almost every single platform, maybe not YouTube, to be highly effective in engaging with your audience in a very light way that doesn't commit too much to it being forever in your newsfeed. So I think there is a place for lightweight content, LinkedIn Stories, for much more personal things. I really think stories are meant to be done with your phone in a very real, I'm just talking to the phone way. And this is where authenticity comes in. And whenever authenticity comes into the game on LinkedIn and on sales, I'm all in. I don't value anything, almost anything more than authenticity in a marketing and sales process. Yeah, so I hope it's coming. I hope it's getting a broad reach, I will definitely jump on it as soon as I get the feature enabled on my account. So anybody of you already having access to LinkedIn stories, I would love to see one. Please send me a link to one of your stories or to your profile so I can check it out. Haven't seen it yet. My software development company wants to look for potential customers on LinkedIn. How to search focus for focus for customers where everyone might be a successful lead. So software development companies have a hard time because software companies from Eastern Europe and India have been spamming people on LinkedIn since years. So you will have a hard start from the beginning. My solution to that would be to really dig into a niche in terms of software development. If you are a general software developer, you will always compete on price, not on competence, and you will be outbid by people who are outsourcing to low-cost countries. Yeah, so don't play that game. Niche down, for example, to a certain industry with a certain technology or a certain problem set that you are solving. Yeah, let's say you focus on the development of messenger bots for HR in corporate environments. That is an extreme niche, and you will be the only one who's playing there. Now, if you talk to an HR manager or a CTO from a big corporation and you say you have expertise in building engagement bots for the employees of your big company, they will start to listen to you. If you're a generalized company just saying, yes, I might build a bot for you, or might build something else for you, your website, your whatever, your backend, you will have a very, very hard time. How to connect with interesting leaders, avoiding annoying messages which are obviously bot generated or built by automations. So I guess the captain obvious advice is don't use a bot and don't write generic messages. Connect to people, leaders, by going to their profile, looking through their posts, and then writing something specific about a post that was meaningful to you. I've read your article, I've watched your video, I saw you post about X, Y, Z, that had a special meaning to me because blah, blah, blah. I would really love to connect. Thank you very much. That's the way I connect to people that I highly admire, that I'm a bit scared of connecting to because I know they get a lot of messages. So, what do you think of Octopus CRM? Yes, that's a wonderful other tool you can use to do some automation on LinkedIn. There are a gazillion of those tools. I can't go through all the single ones. If somebody is here in the chat that has active experience or currently use Octopus CRM, please write something in Discord on the comments here so the person who asked this question can connect with you. We just can't get to the very, very specific tools. All right. So do you have any recommendations for a very basic CRM which allows to organize business contacts and leads, preferably with a free web-based version for startups? From Matthias. So Matthias is having a general purpose software development agency. Every customer you have is worth thousands. So don't cheap out on the CRM. That is my first thing. A very basic CRM that will help you to be for free is Trello. Trello goes a long way, just Trello lines. Yeah, use that for your sales pipeline. I've used Trello a long while as a CRM. It works. We then migrated to Asana and their lanes. It works again, and Asana is free and a great product management tool while you're at it. We then upgraded to ActiveCampaign, and we are very, very happy that we did. But that is also because we are very heavily relying on a content marketing strategy in email marketing. I don't think you're doing that, so ActiveCampaign might not be the best fit for you. I would maybe look at pipe drive for a pretty cheap but very competent paid solution. So the 3 levels would be like Trello, Asana, Pipedrive. Those 2 are free. Cool. Eddie Scotland. Credibility is key. I know the stream is going to be great. Thank you very much, Eddie. That is awesome. The people that are trying to sell are now saying that they want to partner with you. Geez, they are always like, in Germany, we have those 2 brothers, you know, everybody knows who they are pretty much by now. They are training those fuckers, and they just keep on changing the script, and then now they have the new script version, and all of those stupid guys are now using that partner thing. So just show them the finger and block them and tell LinkedIn that they are annoying. Then they get banned. Yeah, if enough people do this. So, do you think one can also advertise life coaching on LinkedIn, like sports coaching or Ayurveda massages, for example? Yes, very much so. I actually see a very large share of my connections that come from salesy people, but that I still kind of like. They come from sports coaches that say like, hey, I'm focused on helping entrepreneurs that are working a lot at their desk, especially during this pandemic time, to fix their problem with back pain. And this would fit right in. So again, the idea is that you have to niche down. I don't think that paid advertising on LinkedIn is going to be worth your while because it is too expensive. Yeah, and the customer lifetime value that you have is probably not high enough. But going for a good content marketing approach and showing people in the business context how sports coaching and Ayurveda massages can help them to become more productive, become more relaxed, become more wholesome, better work-life balance, I think that has a great place on LinkedIn. Cool, 9 more questions. Awesome, guys. Thank you all for putting in so many questions. That's really cool. So LinkedIn threatened to close my account if I didn't delete Linked Helper. Yes, they even went to court with Linked Helper. At the end, they couldn't forbid the usage of Linked Helper because there is this clause with LinkedIn and with Linked Helper that tells you that you're only allowed to connect with people that you know. Of course, in practice, we all know that's usually not the case if you use a tool like Linked Helper. That is why LinkedIn is trying to always push back against any LinkedIn automation tools, but it's like a cat and mouse game. Yeah, sometimes LinkedIn is ahead and you have to pause using Linked Helper for a while, and then Linked Helper becomes better in hiding their tracks, and then you can use Linked Helper again. Most of the time you can use it, but not all the time. What do you think about LinkedIn ads to promote your business? Isn't that a shortcut? Thanks, Andreas Hörchel. Oh, thanks for Andreas for joining. That's awesome that you're here. So LinkedIn ads are for high customer lifetime value businesses. People who sell something that is worth multiple thousands, ideally per year. That is where LinkedIn ads can be highly profitable. If you're selling a pretty cheap subscription, like a 10 euro, 99 euro per month subscription, you usually don't have the conversion numbers to make the 5 euro, 10 euro per click viable. Yeah, so I'm saying this from the perspective of you are having a high customer lifetime value business. So it is a shortcut. As I said, I don't have the patience anymore to go pure organic. Organic is my 60-70% baseline. That is, I'm building everything on organic content marketing, but then I want to push it to the people who are outside of my bubble through advertising. So I'm a fan of LinkedIn ads. Yeah, we are currently promoting all of the videos that we are doing on a consistent campaign that just promotes every video with $10 per day. Yeah, so that's that. Cool. So content marketing or LinkedIn networking, what is preferable? It's both. Yeah, LinkedIn Content Magic, that was the meetup about content marketing. This was the one about networking. I couldn't put it into one because it's a much too complex topic, even to talk about it in 2 times 90 minutes. So I would highly recommend starting with content marketing. That shows that you know what you're talking about, that you are providing value, that you get organic reactions with people. And it makes it much more likely that people who you are reaching out to, first of all, accept your connection request because you have an authentic profile. And second, that you now, through your content, build a long-term relationship with that person. Even if you're not writing with them, they still see your content once in a while. And if they engage, they see more of your content. If they engage, they see more of your content. And if they engage with your content, then you go for the connection request and the chat. Not the connection request, the chatting and the, hey, let's have an appointment and see how we can help each other. So it's building on top of each other. So there's a question. FYI, if your sentence doesn't end with a question mark, it's not a question, which is the only purpose of Slido. Yes, thank you very much for that information. We shared it with the world now. Love you guys. Next question. My post today has 150 likes, 29 comments in 10 hours. Due to this, I got about 50 plus messages on a daily basis. How do I convert them to paying clients? First of all, this is a testament of content marketing as a prerequisite for good inbound marketing. So you now have an awesome problem. People are connecting to you. I would really like to know which post it was. So if you are still in here, feel free to share that post in the comments on YouTube, Facebook, or on Discord. Yeah, that's totally fine. A bit of self-promotion is awesome. So congrats on that. Now you have to figure out how to convert those people. Think about it. That there are probably a lot of people who are not right for this product, and some people are. And what is the way to filter that? What I try to do is I simply ask questions. Yeah, I ask questions that might be very direct, like, are you interested in any of my offers, like workshops, or should we just keep chatting about this or that topic from your post? Both is fine. Yeah, just tell them both is fine. Just give them a chance to qualify. You can also do something that you say, oh yeah, I expanded on that in my article. Here's a link to the article. And that article then has a pitch to your product. That is a very smooth way to, first of all, see people who click to your article, and then to see the people who then convert there. Another way to go is to have a free lead magnet that people need to give their contact data for. So again, you try to step up the commitment level. First commitment was connection requests. Now, are you interested in my freebies? For example, you have a checklist for whatever topic you're an expert for. Hey, in case you want this checklist, you can go to this landing page and give me your contacts, and then I know you're interested. And this is again a signal that people want to hear more from you. If not, no harm done. Yeah, and just keep chatting friendly with them. All right, 4 more questions. How do you get your content in front of people, not in your connections? On LinkedIn, a lot of stuff works through hashtags, through tagging other people, and to having people like, comment, and share on your comment. That triggers a signal on LinkedIn to show it through to the network of the person who have engaged. That means that content that is highly engaging, that creates a lot of comments and likes and shares, that will automatically expand from your own connections to the persons who have engaged with your post. And then, as I said, hashtags are an absolute valid strategy. We recently had one of our book recommendations, I think the Lean Startup was it, rank as a trending article on a hashtag. And we got about 4 or 5 times the amount of views than we usually get. And so the clever use of hashtags is something that you can do to expand your reach over there. We talked about that during the LinkedIn Content Magic meetup as well. Do you only use ActiveCampaign or any additional CRM solution? Do you try other systems before you decided on ActiveCampaign? Yes. I think I started where most of us started with, which was MailChimp. I tried Pipedrive, I tried Trello and Asana, the free tools. I tried HubSpot a lot. I tried Intercom for a long time. And from Intercom, I finally moved to ActiveCampaign. And that is the tool for my business model in this time that is correct for me. It does not need to be the right tool for you, but I have never been so happy with the CRM. It is reasonably priced. It has awesome marketing automation and email features, and you know that the sales and support part is done excellently. And I needed that. I needed a tool that is competent in email marketing and sales. And HubSpot just isn't my vibe, even though that is working well for a lot of companies as well. It's just too much of an all-in-one solution for me. Do I use additional software to ActiveCampaign? Let me think. Yeah, of course, I do a lot of like data enrichment. I zip zap with Zapier a lot. I use Eventbrite. I use Meetup.com, and they all kind of manage a lot of my contact data. But ActiveCampaign is by far like it's the brain, it's the hub of everything, and I try to make it my single source of truth for all my campaigns. What is the best content approach, experiment, work, post to drive more engagement? So let me interpret it as, what is the best approach to try to get more engagement on your posts? Yeah. First of all, I would check out the content marketing, the LinkedIn Content Magic meetup, because I showed you all of the different content types and how they are impacted in terms of reach and engagement on LinkedIn. And so this would be my first concrete answer here. Test the content types. You have messages. You have, for example, an event coming up. Now you can use a text post, you can use an image post, you can do a poll, you can do a video, you can do a document, you can write an article about it. Those are all the LinkedIn different post types that might be a good fit for your event promotion. So I experiment a lot with what kind of post types on any platform get the most engagement. Then the text that you write in the description of the post, the way you write it, should you ask questions, should you do statements, should you tag people, should you not tag people, should you use hashtags, should you put the link in the comments, or should you put the link in the text? Those are the kinds of experiments I would go for. And content-wise, if you're wondering what you're writing, then look at the book Story Branding from Donald Miller. It's like the best starting point of working and experimenting with your message. Cool. Thank you for that question. So I saw that the guy with 150 likes, that you posted that link onto Slido. You see now that it's available. I hope you have already linked that. Maybe Christina can share that link on at least on Discord, so everybody can check out that. So thank you very much for sharing it here. So next questions, the almost last question. Do you have any stats on how many views, benchmarks, figures on videos on LinkedIn? Do I have benchmarks? If you're talking about ads, then I go for a 3 to 4 cent per view benchmark. A view on LinkedIn is sadly already a 2-second view, so it's not that meaningful. But then it completely depends on the engagement level of your audience, of the size and the engagement level of your audience on what is good or a bad number on your videos. You have to publish like 5 videos and you will get an average, and you will see what is above and below average. And you will very, very quickly understand what kind of videos work better than the others. Usually it's going to be very obvious. It is very rare that all of your videos get like 500 in reach. Yeah, it's just not happening. Guys, That was a pleasure. Thank you very much. Ben is out. Bye bye.